Hey guys, welcome back, or if you're new, welcome. It's a pleasure, and I really hope you take something away. I'm going to do a technical breakdown on why I took this short and why I shorted New York PM high, and how I was able to get in at the top of the entry. And if you notice, my screen went black. Top Step actually crashed, and we'll never know how I finished this execution, but it was so glitchy. Obviously, price is uncertain, there's no guarantee. So I just closed the trade and trailed my stop. And of course, I think I got tagged and then it went down again. So I'm not too too worried about it. Honestly, the big target I was after were these equal lows. And if you notice in all my trades, and I put a lot of shorts on Instagram and TikTok. I'm going to start recapping them more like this, because I think it's for those who actually want to learn and do the work. These will be much more valuable. So the reason, or I mentioned that because my reels, you'll really notice that I target almost like guaranteed liquidity. The full take profits, they hit, but my stops are or excuse me, my entries. What's up, guys? We're gonna go over the technical breakdown of the trade you just watched. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back for more, thank you, welcome. My intention here is to give you some sort of light bulb moment or glimpse into how to be technically precise. And in order to be technically sound, you have to have emotional regulation and emotional control over your state of being. You have to be able to focus and embody, um, the discipline, the patience, the wisdom, the love, and the grace. Because you will make mistakes. And LeBron James, he makes a bad pass here and there. He makes a bad turnover here and there. But I think we can all say it's up for debate, but to me he's the greatest of all time. And I say that because you need grace, you need self-love in order to make it in any endeavor you want to take on. And when you're able to embody that state of being, that feeling, that energy, it will give you access to the technical intelligence that I'm sharing today, or that I'm sure you've learned. I know it's within you already. It's just a matter of focusing through feeling and embodying it through feeling, because energy, your state of being, is attracting your thoughts and behaviors, and you can choose your state of being. So I have those breakdowns on emotional state of being, emotional regulation, and how to embody a successful trader, and those processes and protocols. If they're not up right now, they are coming. So here we're going to go over technically why I got into this trade and how I was able to essentially catch the top. Obviously, I could have entered a little bit better. I really should have added in that imbalance. It is what it is. Again, you're not always going to be perfect, but we can strive for that, and we can give ourselves grace and love when we don't get it perfect. So starting off, higher time frames, New York opened with a whipsaw and then hunted the liquidity above, and we had an SMT up here with ES. So we were already coming into the market pretty bearish. You can kind of tell this is some manipulation going on up there, hunting stop losses and just liquidating people. and we did that in the middle of the night. We come down in the morning, really displacing down, really showing bearish conditions, and then again, hindsight, it just looked like it was gonna fall off a cliff, man. But I didn't get in this trade. Again, it is what it is. I knew my trade will come, so I was patient all day long. Patient. Holy crap, that scared the shit out of me. So we're just patient. So knowing higher time frame is extremely bearish, and then New York lunch closed 1 p.m. showed the bottom of this uptrend, and because higher time frame is bearish, I don't see this. There was no way that this was going to be the bottom of this bear run, and as we saw today, the market dumped even further. So I was really confident, and the reason I was so confident in this trade was 100% due to higher time frame order flow. I'm aligned with higher time frame order flow. It is always a confluence and a condition to make an A plus trade. Whatever your confluences are, whatever you prefer, whether it be SMT, breaker block, order blocks, displacements, whatever you like to trade, having higher time frame order flow within that criteria will make it an A plus trade every single time. Going against higher time frame order flow, you automatically are taking a less probable, higher risk trade. Is it possible? Yes, I took one today. It's on my Instagram and TikTok. It is absolutely possible, but it takes a lot more patience and a willingness to risk, right? Because it's not an A plus setup. Does it work? Yes. Would I suggest it for beginners? No, because again, it's less probability. So number one, I'm very confident in this trade due to high time frame order flow, and then the time. The time aligned perfectly. This is within the macro window, and then also again that sweep. So time. When price gives me liquidity, actually, that is absolutely a criteria I need. I need clear equal lows. I need liquidity to target. So knowing higher time frame order flow, seeing this big push up, because the market can never just go one way, right? It's got to go after, like, everyone who shorted in here, everybody who shorted within this little consolidation, guys, all of their stops are going to be above here, or they got stopped out right here. It ran without them. They chase, and then they get stopped out again. All right, guys? Liquidity is what moves the markets. Whether they say they hunt stops or not, they may not intentionally be like, Logan, stop loss, this price, or this account number, stop losses at this price, this amount, this quantity. Sure, it's not like that, but they know. I mean, there's order books. There's literally apps you can use to see where liquidity, the book map. Like, dude, if you don't think they know where the money is, then you're tripping. So, and the price has to rebalance itself, right? We have some displacements up here, some funky displacements where, price needs to be leveled out, and then, we hit it to a T. So I see prices rebalance itself, right? I see prices rebalance itself. It's within my macro window, and then when it's in the macro window, I want to see how price behaves. You can backtest this. You can go back in your charts and frame out every macro window, 15 minutes before the hour, 15 minutes after, and you preferably want to have and use those macro windows in the New York AM session, or wait until the New York PM session. And the better trades are going to be in the AM session. That's when price, if it wants to expand, or if it's going to form a range, bottom or top, it's going to be in the AM session. So with that being said, if price is starting to give me some liquidity targets, and especially if it's going against higher time frame order flow, and then I can get in the trade going with higher time frame order flow, which is this trade to a T, then I'm really excited. I'm really, really focused in. I'm locked in during that macro window, and I'm noticing how price behaves. So boom, the first thing I see is that wick up and close back within that little consolidation, and then we get a strong displacement down. And again, I was a little too impatient, I'm not gonna lie. I was literally a 15-30 seconds from a perfect entry, in my opinion. Of course, I could have shorted the absolute top here, and that would have been valid as well. But for me, I really wanted to see a little bit more out of price, right? Like, this isn't giving me a whole lot. But this displacement, now that is, as well as even being more patient to see how we react here, and then this displacement, getting in here, that is extremely valid as well. Because again, we sharply go along with higher time frame order flow, displacing down, taking out liquidity after liquidity, and you can see how we get reactions at each level. Not so much here, actually. We kind of just rip through this, and I like when I know I'm on the right side, and it's kind of obvious, but you're on the right side when price is moving with speed, because it's hunting liquidity. It wants to shock and put fear into people who went long here, and it wants to, well, also what's happening is these guys going long, they're closing their positions, and when you close a long position, it's a sell order, so it's triggering sells. So that's why you see that speed, and you're on the right side of price when you see this type of speed. And even going long here as well, like, you're on the right side, you're getting speed. Again, you're getting all of these guys who went in short here, they're closing their positions, and when you close a short, you're buying. So you're on the right side when you're getting speed. And then finally, guys, the reason why my win rate is very good is because, one, I'm patient for my confluences and my time, and two, I'm targeting low-hanging fruit. So that execution, I'm taking profits all the way down and really going after this bad boy. And it's just, I'm not shooting for home runs. I'm getting singles and I'm getting doubles, and occasionally we'll get the home run. But for me, it's just really locking in on like that first liquidity pool, and just taking profits on the way up or on the way down, right? Just securing profits. You saw me trail my stop loss. I love trailing my stop loss, especially in conditions where, here it could have formed. I got in, again, a little too impatient. A better ad would have been in here. But still, this is valid. It could have wicked out and then just gone down right away. Price easily could have done that. But also, price easily could have just chopped in here and maybe boom and then go down. So because of that possibility, I want to trail my stop to, again, secure the most profits. And I do it, trailing the stop, it takes I would say it takes a lot of experience. It takes a lot of chart time. It takes a lot of executions to into trailing your stop. You really gotta figure out what time frame you want to trade on, so you can get the feel, get the intuition of like which level. And this is how I do it, guys. Which level, if we break, is going to invalidate my trade, and could price come back up to here if it breaks. So let's say, for instance, we form another low right here and price breaks this. So let's say we do one of these. Price can easily come back up here. And then if price comes back up here, like, who knows, right? The market is always an uncertain environment. There's no guarantees. There's no 100% win rates. So what I do is I let that candle wick form, and then I put my stop there. So I literally trail my stop down at each one of these wicks after it forms, because again, if we form a bottom and then come back up here, now I'm in a situation where if I don't have the stop loss, the trailing stop loss there, now I'm in a situation like, do I close it? Do I close it? Versus just having my stop there. If it hits it, it hits it. I've already secured profits on the way down. And let's say I didn't secure profits on the way down, and this was my level, and I trail my stop here. That's still a great take profits, and it's still a trade that I wouldn't want to be in, because who knows, right? This market is uncertain. So I let these wicks form, as you can see in the live execution, and then I trail my stop there. Because I hope that helped you guys, and it gives you more insight. And again, if you guys want to be disciplined and committed and have these executions and your systems and rules just be second nature, to where it's just like, dude, you're peaceful and you're calm. There's no worries whether you take a trade today or you don't. And that's whether you have money coming in, you want to quit your job, you can create your state of being no matter the circumstance. In fact, you want to be such a master over your state of being where circumstances don't matter. That's when you're truly embodying your natural self, the creator, the limitless you, the limitless self, who you truly are. And once you feel that, you can never go back, and you're the master over every circumstance. So my goal is to get you guys to that level of embodiment and to that frequency, and to know that state of being, to know your true self. So these trades are just automatic. There's no second guessing. There's no if ands. There's no, I should have got in. There's none of that. This is my technical intelligence. I know my confluences. I know how price behaves at what times. I use all the time frames. So I have the technical intelligence and I have the emotional intelligence to allow me to execute effortlessly. With those two skill levels, you can trade any market. And of course, just like anything, you need to have the intuition and the feel for it, right? You need to see this every day. Like anything, guys. Like if you jump on a bike, it takes you a little bit, but riding a bike is easy. So after 5 minutes, you got it back, but there's still, as easy as riding a bike is, there's still that little shakiness until you get the feeling back. And if you ride a bike every single day, well, your skills, your intuition, the feeling on the bike, you master it. It's the same thing. Price behaves very, very similar, and you can get the feel for it, absolutely. But obviously we don't want to trade 100% on intuition. Not that I'm saying that's impossible. I know people do, but I would much rather have, especially beginners, have your confluences, have and understand prices behavior, understand displacements, understand imbalances, understand order blocks, understand liquidity, and then you can really carve up the markets and know what you're doing. And then the emotional intelligence allows you to have that clarity. Again, guys, I really appreciate you. If you stay till the end of the video, I really appreciate you guys, because again, my duty is to serve you and to give you guys everything I know. On Telegram, connect with me on Telegram. I'm going to be releasing and continuing to release just powerful information, some protocols and systems to get you where you need to be. So join the Telegram. That's public, it's free, and that's going to be the exclusive content area. Love you guys.